Well, look who's back in the captain's seat. Just like I drove the Millennium Falcon at every single time.
Hey, don't bring that up. Did nobody ask you to bring that up?
Hey, Disney.
Did nobody ask you to bring
Hollywood
that
Studios.
up?
Boy, every time. Every time. But anyway, we're back. We're back with another episode of All-Star Fandom. We're here with Doc. Before I get started, though, just want to say a thank you to you and Jen for holding it down for the Daredevil reviews. Those were great. Thanks for that. I really, really appreciate that. And the little man appreciates it too. So, also, we're down a person. Jen's not here. She's over in Tokyo doing it up.
Doing her
Rio Grande.
Doing it real big baller style, dog. Like you seen the pictures
for Star Wars celebration. So she's definitely living out her fandom.
Out there meeting everybody.
Everybody. It's so great. Check her out. I think her @ is at Nerdweekwa. Go ahead, take a look at her stuff too. But man, Doc, there's been a lot.
Hey, bro.
And you can also say that this is a lot.
We had 3 hours. 3 hours.
Essentially, we're getting a movie every week.
Yes, we are getting a full-length movie every week when it comes to Andor. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember, we were kind of complaining about some stuff like, man, I wish the episodes were longer. Man, I wish this was longer. Oh, somebody was listening.
Yeah, apparently they were like, okay, you don't get this chopped up in 4 parts. 3 episodes each. It's like watching. It's like remember when Roots used to have NBC for the whole week.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Didn't they though? And you watched that entire movie, bro.
And you started watching those like Sunday night. I felt like
Sunday night,
all the way to Friday.
Don't end until Friday. And then TGI Friday came on right after that.
Dude, Roots, man, Roots.
Loved it.
Anyway,
I could have at least watched it. Not just yet though.
Anyway, but this is what it feels like. A little miniseries every week, little movie every week. But man, it's been a long layoff too since then. But before we jump into a little synopsis of what those 3 episodes entailed, make sure you join the conversation. Drop your comments in the comment section. We'll read them on air. Hit the subscribe button, share with the friends, and also thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. So man, should we get into
this
saga that we've unleashed or that they've unleashed onto the world?
Let me tell you something. Cassian was getting on my nerves, bro.
Okay.
I know I'm jumping in.
Not in this one for me. But let me run through this real quick, and I'm gonna pass it right back to you so you can get on your on your soapbox, because I feel like without Jen and we don't have Jen's gems. Oh, this is gonna go off the rails real quick.
Hey, real fast.
So let's do this. I'll give a little brief synopsis of what happened. If you haven't watched it again, a few spoilers in this as well.
Yeah. Spoiler heavy.
It's the day after it actually aired, so let's jump into it real quick. So we had 3 episodes of Andor season 2 entitled 1 Year Later, Sagrona's Tima and Harvest. It marks the beginning of the series' final season, set 4 years before the events of Rogue One. These episodes continue the show's grounded sort of political storytelling, a lot of fascism and stuff within this as well too. But we start off with Cassian Andor's journey, played by Diego Luna. He's now more committed to that rebel cause, man. He undertakes a mission to infiltrate a facility to steal a TIE fighter. That doesn't go as planned. I could have gone a lot smoother than it actually started, but it goes awry. He encounters a disorganized rebel cell. He's supposed to meet someone there. The group essentially killed the leader. They captured him, and then they just highlighted how fragmented this rebellion is at this stage. We get some imperial scheming going on with some fabrics from Gorman. It's very interesting. The Empire under Director Krennic targets the planet's Gorman for its valuable resources. We know what that is. Krennic's plan involves provoking the local population to justify a brutal crackdown, setting the stage for something that has been sort of teased within this, but won't spoil that for you right now. And then we go to Mon Mothma. Her personal struggles is what's getting me with this one, because she's facing those personal and political dilemmas, including arranging a political motivated marriage for her daughter. This subplot underscores the personal costs of political maneuvering with the empire's oppressive regime. Then, I mean, it was one of those parts in this show where it was like, boy, what are you willing
How can I point to this scoundrel? Because he was getting on my nerves too.
Okay, but before then, and I'll just jump to this. She ends the night dancing, or the series dancing.
Yeah,
I wish I would have pulled that clip just for that, so I could just have it on repeat. But we jump over, we holler at Bix and the crew. They're hiding on the farming planet. They're dealing with the trauma of past events and just trying to stay under the radar. And I get discovered. It's a wild ride there, because so much happens. We got stormtroopers in the fields like that. It was a dope scene. We got Cassian. He makes it back in time. Well, not in time, but just on time. Because right before he got back, our guy.
Don't say it. We'll let him know. You can't tell him that?
I put it up here.
Well, yeah.
So passes away.
Which I don't.
Let's go into it. Let's go into it. So you would like to talk. I'm going to give you your soapbox for this.
No, I don't even need it for long. It's just, dude, okay. If we are rebels, right? We try to plan this thing properly. Cassian jumped his ass in this ship and didn't know what to do.
They talked about this was the wrong ship.
Yeah.
Like, this is the wrong ship he planned for.
Man, he jumped in that ship. He was looking around like, oh no, beep boop boop beep boop. No, that's what the ship was saying. And
yeah, the ship was like, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he eventually, once he gets this thing off and rolling, when he made it to the planet, he started getting on my nerves. Dude, you landed on a planet. Why are you running around screaming like that? You don't know what's going on.
But he was there to meet somebody. And
I know.
Turtle, I think Turtle was our #1 viewer for Daredevil. He's over here on Instagram right now. I felt the same way he felt. I can't pull it up on here, but I feel the exact same way he felt. I had to rewatch Andor season 1 over last week because I forgot everything.
Really?
I was like, thank goodness for that recap. Yeah. Because if not for that, I forgot how long it's been.
It's been a long time. But that's what was getting on my nerves, because I was like, Cassian is smarter than this. Why does he keep getting into these same situations? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say he was getting on my nerves, dog.
Well, it was more for me. It was more of the fragmented rebellion that was killing me.
That was on my nerves.
It's like, who do you trust? He shows up in a TIE fighter. You think he's the enemy. It was just, it's obvious to, if you're them, you can look at that and say, oh crap, I don't think we can trust this guy. But he's talking. He said he was there 2 days ago because y'all weren't here.
That's what something. That's what I'm saying. He's talking your language. He's telling you he didn't tell him his name, but he told him who to contact, so you let you know who I am. We are the same rebels, like we are on the same team. And you know what I'm saying?
Like, they should have had like a hand gesture or something, you know what I mean? Or a tattoo.
None of that. Because see, like he said, 2 days ago, y'all weren't here because I left 3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? So I came back to pick up one person. Now it's a whole team of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, how dumb they were after explaining to him about the wildlife on this planet, because apparently he did not experience it. But after explaining to him the wildlife on this planet, they still out here playing rock, paper, scissors in the dark. Okay. I'm just saying, bro. What are we doing?
Well, that was the weird thing about it for me, man, because this is that early start of the rebellion, man. There's bound to be hiccups. There's bound to be who can we trust. There's no face of the rebellion.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Actually, it is, because the quote, old boy said. You feel me?
But still,
they don't know his face.
Yeah. And again, man, they're young, they're stupid, they're dumb. They're trying to turn.
Say that first two again. They were
trying to dumb, young, and stupid. Boys trying to turn the TIE fighter around, centimeter by centimeter.
Yeah. That's how smart they were.
To focus on whatever it is within this jungle. Again, they captured him. That was one of the parts where I was like, this is
That's
here.
Why I said Cassian was smarter than that.
But here's the thing, like, you were on that planet 3 days ago, or were there 3 days ago, you would sort of think, hey, I know this information about this place that I've been. Y'all weren't here. Why would I? It just didn't. They were young and dumb.
But here's another thing that kind of upset me about Cassian. Like I keep saying he's smarter than that. If you watch Andor, Cassian is a really intelligent individual, right? So if you're going to meet somebody, obviously the person that you had left there or whatever, y'all didn't come up with a meeting place and a plan. Like, okay, when I show up and you're not at this meeting place, I need to jump back in my ship and take off. But instead of running around screaming your name looking for you.
But you don't know that with, like, again, it's the start of the rebellion, man. Like, there's bound to be some hiccups. This was a hiccup.
Oh, who do you trust? The whole boy, they was upsetting you, boy. Dog. I was sitting here. What are y'all doing?
I don't want to put that on him like Andor wasn't smart either. He was playing them the entire time like a fiddle to get information that he needed.
Yeah.
And then when the time came, he showed that,
and I get that.
Yeah, like, so that tactical part of him is still there. That's gonna be there. I did like this part of, honestly, I enjoyed when we went back to this part. If I'm asking you, I'm gonna ask you straight up right now. Let's just go jump into it. Overall thoughts on these first 3 episodes, part 1.
Well, first of all, it was a lot. Hey, you need to pop some popcorn, have your drink and a sandwich. If you're gonna sit through the first 3 episodes like I did, like a soldier, it's 3 hours and some change, boy. It was a lot to get through. Like you said, it was a mini movie. Let me tell you something. For me, just like last time we discussed Andor, it was slow for me in the beginning. And of course, it's building the story. I get that. It's building the tension. We know who's coming. We know what the Empire is trying to do. But now we're at the beginning stages of them trying to do this said thing, which is why they want to go to Gore and, cause a upheaval there, right? Is it Gore? Did I say that right?
Gorman,
right? I didn't want to go to Gore.
Let me pull up my notes. Yeah.
Yes. I enjoyed the intertwining of the different stories with the young lady getting ready to marry because of the parents. Because she really don't want to marry this boy.
Nah, but it's all part of the grander,
and it's all part of the grand scheme. I get it. And then you gotta yeah. And then you
take it.
Then you got Bix on the Harvest Planet.
I loved those scenes too.
And
I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
What I was just going to say is what she's going through without somebody to help her right now is an issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about psychologically from the torture from last season.
Can we talk about one thing about that storyline with her?
What's up?
That's very unlike any Star Wars. I'll be anxious to ask Jen about this when she's on next time. But we were close to seeing like an assault.
Dog, hey, let me tell you. I asked the question. I knew it was coming, and I asked this question: how would we feel about this? What's up, Turtle? What's up, Turtle?
He was watching on IG over here and was like, "Why is it so small?"
Hey, hey, Turtle, welcome back to another episode of All Star Fandom Show, man. We really appreciate
Pat, you too. How you doing, man?
Yes.
Honey's significant other. Thanks for watching too.
Okay, did you feel like they needed to add that to the Star Wars genre? Because we've talked about the whole how George felt about his baby.
I think it added a lot of realism more to it. It because the idea of that not happening in that situation, like, I don't know what else could have happened. Like, I guess the other side of Star Wars would have been like him just pressuring her down to make her admit that she's undocumented or she doesn't have the visas or whatever she needed.
You said we almost saw an assault. No, we saw an assault. We just didn't see the other half of that.
Well, yeah. So I was saying it because I didn't want to say the R word too.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
there was a whole debate.
That point, I'm like, whoo, we getting into that. And she said it. She said the word too.
There was a whole debate whether or not that should have been even introduced. But then somebody from another perspective, somebody said if it was going to be introduced, Andor would be the place to insert that because, like you said, this is the beginning. People are not what's the word I'm looking for? Organized, not structured. They really not all there yet. Just yet, they trying to get it together, right? And then you have rogue people who like to do bad things, like your boy, who got wrapped in the face with a wrench.
Boy, he took two
of them things.
If you're gonna show me the person who's trying to do the assaulting get beat up like that and killed,
I take
do it all day. Do it all day.
No, that first hit, he was so stunned. He was like,
well, it was like an open hand, wasn't it? She monkey fisted me.
No, I'm talking about when she first hit him with that wrench, with that backhand. When she
the wrench was the last part. I felt like
the first hit
was with the nose.
Yeah, but that wasn't the one that caught him off guard. He expected that hit. He wasn't expecting that wrench.
But I just find it. Man, you got to evolve a series, right? Like
you have to evolve
the idea of thinking that this isn't a thing.
Because here's the thing, my daughter watches Star Wars with me, bro.
Oof, it's tough, man. Like it's tough. It's like months ago we watched like the cutest thing ever in Skeleton Crew, right?
Neil, I still want a shirt,
and
I need my shirt. Send me a Neil shirt, please.
And a complete 180 to like now we're saying like the R word in it. I feel like those avenues they can exist in the same universe. You know what I mean? And if this is the first time we've seen it to this degree, it just caught me off guard because it felt like it was happening. And then when it did happen, and then she said it, I was like, okay, this is going to be probably one of the most realistically grounded Star Wars pieces that we've seen.
And can I say one thing, Dion? What really took the cake for me to getting to the point of really getting upset is when she was like, your man's tried to you know what me. And old boy was just like, just step from behind the wall.
Yeah.
No, bro. That's what you're supposed to be like, hey, come on, let's go.
Nah, man. Well, he got zapped for it, so it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Right in the side. Just
Yeah, he got taken out. But yeah, the introduction of it was wild. And we sat through it, and we was tense, bro. I was tense the whole time, dog.
True, because it was more of a tense of like, how far are they gonna go?
Yeah, like, are they actually going to show it?
And I'm glad they got to that point, and then actually have her beat him up was the crowning achievement for me, at least. Yeah. Interesting times in Star Wars, but I do have a question over from Turtle. Like, do we find it hard to invest knowing the ending of Rogue One? Doc, I'm gonna throw it to you first. What do you think?
I personally don't find it, hard to invest. It's like Turtle, as you know, you follow us. I like good writing and I love a good story. This is a story that we don't know the intricate parts of it. Mm-hmm. And now we get to get up in that thing like a orange, peel this thing back, you feel me? And see what really happened, how we got to Rogue One.
Well,
see what I'm saying?
Well, I'll even counter with that. It's essentially like Rogue One. We knew how the Death Star. We knew how the plans got there. We just didn't know. And even when we were watching, well, I'll say myself. Even when I was personally watching Rogue One, I was like, "Oh, this is a suicide mission."
Yeah, at 100%.
Like you 100%. Knew it because I was like, "Ain't none of them people back."
No.
Like you knew. But it's good to know like how this rebellion sort of took off,
started and formed.
Yeah, so we're seeing how the sausage was made essentially, and then we get to Rogue One and we get that. So I'm planning on once this is over, jumping straight into Rogue One to watch that right after, because Rogue One, of all the remakes and not remakes, but the new Star Wars movies, and that's been by far my favorite one. But yeah. Oh, and Turtle Skeleton Crew, we did reviews on that with Jen. Go back and take a look at those, man. Those are really fun fun to do.
That was one I could sit and watch with my daughter every week, bro, and it was beautiful.
So let's jump over to, because I think I got your parts here, your sort of your layout or your favorites, I guess, and your overall thoughts. Mine for this one was, okay, it did start slow, but we gotta set the stage. We've been away for a while. We're 1 year later. Cassian is firmly into the rebellion now. He's part of it, but I think we got to get to that your two favorite words, man.
Action, let's go. And somebody gets shot.
And that picked up when they were on the farming planet.
Yes, it did.
And I loved, I would just say this thing looks amazing, man. Like this show looks
beautiful,
great. The stormtroopers in the crops,
yes,
amazing visual, just amazing visual.
Even the wedding, I say wedding pictures, but the setup for the wedding and all the intricacies and all the elegance, like it was beautiful.
Yeah, so Turtle is going to be 4 parts. They're gonna release 3 episodes every week for the next 4 weeks. So, 3 more weeks left. So we're gonna get part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. 3 episodes each of that, which is wild, right? So we're gonna try our best to come to everybody the next day. Jen, you better get back here real quick. Because she's our, I mean, okay, just to go off the reservation, just to go off the my rundown a little bit. Jen's knowledge of Star Wars she's our Yoda. She's our Yoda. Yes. Like that's who she is for us. She guides us through this thing. She gives us her gems through this thing, which I can't wait to hear when she's back from doing it real big in Tokyo at Star Wars Celebration. I didn't get an invite. Did you get an invite?
I did not.
I didn't get an invite. Okay,
I would have loved to have gone.
Would have been amazing. But no, this show, at least from the parts that we just talked about, I feel like it's gonna finally pick up this next episode. Our guy, what's his name? Brasso. Yes. He went down for the count in this one. Yeah. Which I was like, he's a great character. I hate that he didn't make it out of this one, and it was all because that raggedy, snitched on him.
I have to say he was a great character, but what? Oh my goodness! Excuse me. What upset me with that scene, didn't he have to ride in a straight damn line? Didn't he have to ride in a straight line? No, seriously, Dion. You see now? You thinking about it. He didn't have to die. Come on.
Okay. Listen. We knew where he was anyway, man. You saying this man should? Man essentially.
Yes. Look. Watch. Yeah.
You're essentially saying he pulled a Ricky and just ran straight.
Ricky. No, he running straight. Come on. You a running back, dog. Juke move. Cut. Spin move. Do something. Come on, bro. Dog. My man on the fight. He straight line. He did this right here. Look at me, Dion.
Here's the thing. We don't know how those maneuver or able to cut through.
Or he could have just jumped out the thing and just got in the grass. My man Cassian was taking him out the game.
That's what I thought at one point. Like, if I'm hiding, I'm just gonna take my candy, out to.
That grass is damn 7 feet tall, Dion.
Just lay down, man.
Exactly. That grass is 7 feet tall, bro. You can't see me out here. Come on, dog. It was better ways to get away than jumping on that damn. Come on.
Okay. So before we jump into that, because we've talked about our first scenes with the rebels that are so fragmented. Thankfully, Cassian does, maneuver his way out of that and leaves them on that planet. They're stranded, essentially. That's a part of the rebellion or the rebels that are young and dumb, essentially. Yep. And they're just there. These clowns just shooting up at the TIE fighter with no hope at all.
It was so sad. When
but they knew it was all done. They knew it was done. But then we get to let's go to the Mon Mothma's part, because I will say for me, for this one, this was the slower parts for me, but I understand the significance of those parts of hers. What do you think about these little tidbits?
I enjoyed the intricacies of the storytelling of her. What I guess she is a spy. You can call her a spy, right? She's playing both worlds. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So when you play in both worlds, it's gonna be some stuff going on. You gotta take care of it. Like, one, you trying to be a good mother, but two, you trying to be a good spy. You don't want nobody to die. I mean, what am I telling the truth? I'm being honest, right?
Out here being compromised.
Yeah, you like for real. So like you really can't even. This is gonna be a hard one. Like, you really can't even, like, you can show your daughter love, but you really can't show her love like you want to, because she really ain't want her to marry that boy either.
No, it was not. It felt like, I don't know. When I was watching, I was like, I don't think it was part of the plan. But then it evolved into this plan, and it was like,
it evolved into that part of the plan.
I feel like it got away from her.
Yeah,
she fumbled it a bit, but this helps her position herself better as well.
And see, and this is how my mind worked, Dion. So my mind went back to Game of Thrones when old girl went with old boy, and then he was mistreating her. That's the feeling I get what's going to happen to the young lady. As soon as they get out of her mama house, as soon as they get to his planet, in his house, it's going to be bad for her. You know what I'm saying? Dude, and it's nothing she can do about it, because she's trying to be a politician, and she's trying to be a good spy. She's trying to be the leader, or I guess the head of this whole rebellion joint. You know what I'm saying? Or a very, very intricate part of this thing, but but she can't really save her daughter. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
No,
like,
man,
it's crazy.
It's I'm anxious to see where this part goes a bit more, because we also know, again, it's a prequel, so we know where these people end up. We know how they intertwine. I'm loving. I can't wait to see how we sort of get to that point where, like, okay, that's it. I'm who I need to be to do this. I'm the rebel leader. I'm part of the rebellion. This is like, I'm putting up the propaganda posters, you know.
But she don't really have the pull, though. Your man right there got the pull.
Not yet, though. Oh, wait, which one we talking about? We talking about the Tom Cruise Last Samurai? I hated that movie.
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about that guy.
Can we talk? We're gonna take time to talk about the Last Samurai.
You can't talk about the Last Samurai. So what did you like about the Last Samurai?
All of it.
Run it down.
All of it.
Was it the whole savior type dude that come to Japan and he gonna save them?
Yeah, because there's a story about a black samurai. Why couldn't we just use something like that?
Not only is there a story about a black samurai, that's actually a true story that any Japanese person will tell you about that story. Not only that, it's black people that were born in Japan that are actual samurais too.
I just don't believe he learned how to do all that stuff that quick. All right, like he was the one. You know what I mean?
You know, hey, he was Neo for his time.
Man, whatever. Moving on.
Go. What's his name? Luthen. Is that his name? Am I saying his name properly?
I don't know. I just kept calling him Samurai last night.
No, Luthen, the older gentleman. That's the one with the pull, dog.
Yeah.
He's the one with the muscle. He's the one with the connections. You got to go through him to do anything. And if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no rebellion.
No, because he played that intricate part in that first season.
Yeah.
Really, really strong. Like, the dynamics between this, I felt like we had 4 different stories going on at the same time.
Yeah, it was four different stories.
But it felt like they were all we were all weaving together. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna hit a point.
Did I miss something? Because I don't remember her having no affair, but I remember that guy mentioning something about her having a lover.
Nothing. I don't remember that. Say all these questions. Save for Jen for next week. We're just gonna have. We're gonna have 2 parts. We're gonna have a part where we discuss the second chapter, or the second part 2.
Second part.
Then we're gonna open up for answers, for questions and answers with Jen. So whatever we got, whatever y'all got, whatever Dot got, we're gonna ask Jen.
Yeah, we're gonna ask
all
Jen
about that. So be ready, Jen. moving on just a bit more, because we're building a world. They're doing everything. We talked about cinematography here and there.
Yeah.
We talked about sort of the mood and tone when we talked about the cinematography, about that too. But I guess,
hey, did you notice how the tone of the cinematography changed for each scene? So you go to the place where they're doing the harvest.
mm-hmm.
It's like it was a different lens, different camera, or whatever they shot it. It was more gritty. You know, it was a
It
little
was
bit darker.
always, yeah, it always had its certain feel.
Had that certain tone to it.
So if you can remember throughout the 3 hours of this thing, what scene or line sort of stayed with you after watching it, and sort of why? Maybe, yeah.
You already know the scene and line that stayed with me when she told old boy what the old boy was trying to do. Because you got,
Yeah.
for me, Dion is more than just that scene. Like I know people that have been through that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's not. Thank you, baby girl.
Only eat it or when you want to. Okay?
Thank you, sweetie.
Welcome.
Hey.
She can't hear you.
We live in here.
Let me show you. She just brought all of this to me. All of these Twizzlers. But anyway, like I said, I know people that've been through that situation. I mean, I can't watch that type of situation on a movie, Dion. I didn't want to see it on here. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that being very uncharacteristic of Star Wars, that stands out for me too. I got a lot of visuals, a lot of pleasing visuals from this, but from moment standpoint, that puts me in another. Does this not make Star Wars feel different?
It makes it feel different, like you said. It makes it feel real. We know, because we know stuff like that happen in real life, and we know some women aren't strong enough to fight it off. And just so happened, it did give you a sense of gratification when she did fight him off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that scene, because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
And yeah. And when she said the word, because that was another thing I wasn't expecting, Dia. I wasn't expecting her to say that.
Same. Yeah. Same.
And when she said it, and I was like, oh, okay, Disney. This is what I thought. Okay, Disney. I didn't think, okay, Star Wars.
True. Yeah. But hey, it's in there now, man. It's in the
but that was
annals
the scene
of Star Wars now.
To answer your question, that was the scene and the line and the whole thing that stuck out to me. Not saying the rest of it wasn't good leading up to the tense moment, because you can feel it building from the very beginning. You felt it. You know what I'm saying? And when they get you to the apex or the climax of the scene, it was wow.
It definitely adds like an emotional tone to it, because you're like, she just did this, she just went through this, and everything she's gone through before
and
this.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, all the stuff she's still suffering with old boy that tortured her mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we gonna come with this now.
Like Biggs can't catch a break, because
no, and I'm anxious to see her story arc too, because it's gonna be interesting what happens there. But let me actually, and I know we're sort of jumping around because we sort of given our sort of overall thoughts and themes about it.
Y'all know how we get down. We jumps.
Well, we gave our overall thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. It is a slow build, and I understand why. But they're good slow builds. They're not boring slow builds. Let me take you back to the Rebel group again, man. Let's go back there.
Let's go.
Do you think their paranoia was justified?
Okay. So for those of you who have not seen this, or who've seen this, the scene we're talking about, where they got Cassian hemmed up, and these rebels are discussing what to do with him, and while trying to figure out how to fly the TIE fighter. Okay. Mind you, they have warned Cassian, because he was coming out there real hot, screaming for old boy, remember? And they was like, hey, shh, it's animals out here. Shh, we might get deaded up.
Yeah.
Right? So this whole time, per your question, I'm thinking, I understand why Cassian maybe, and I'm going to say this, allowed himself to be captured so he can figure out what was going on. If these were the same rebels, if they're on the same team, I get that. So he was trying to kind of figure out who their leader was. They don't have one clearly, right?
No.
And then the part that it ain't gonna lie, it made me jump when they were out there playing rock paper scissors for who was gonna be in command of the whole joint.
But my question is, was it justified? Do you feel like it was justified? Like their paranoia?
No. You want to know what it was? Yeah, I say it was why. Because I get, we both get why when he landed. Yeah, I get that a little bit in the beginning, but after he started explaining to you what was going on, why he was there, and he probably, I'm pretty sure they didn't show this. I'm pretty sure he probably explained some of the terrain and a whole bunch of other stuff that could have gave them a 100% clue that, hey, I'm with you guys, and this is the person I'm trying to contact. Have y'all seen him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, I'm here looking for somebody. I didn't just jump off a ship and start yelling for nobody for no reason.
Okay.
Because if I was the enemy, check this out. If I was the enemy, as soon as I saw y'all, I'd killed y'all.
Well, he had 15 blasters on him.
But as soon as he's
so let me jump in. I'm gonna side on their side to say that it was justified. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
We are in the early stages of the rebellion, man. We don't know who we can trust. This guy could be a double agent. He could be a spy. He showed up on a TIE fighter in full uniform, man. Like, I got questions. Now, were they smart enough to like talk it through with them? Not at all. They were hungry. They killed their leader, I think. It's just they were dumb. I get it. But their paranoia to me was low-key warranted because we don't know yet, man. Like, we don't, there's no symbol, there's no face, there's no nothing, there's no, like.
You're right. I'll give you that. They didn't.
And then you left us.
They didn't have, but he didn't. That's the thing. Cassian didn't leave them. Cassian was there with one guy. He just came back for that one guy. There's no room for you mother suckers on this ship.
Well, what's so bad is like, didn't half of their other group go leave them there too?
Yes, they did.
Or dude's brother. So I think given the time that we are in, we're so early in it, Rufus. Like,
but like you just said, you ask questions and then you fill it out. I mean, their whole thing was, I'm saying they might have been blinded by being hungry and starving and cold and all of that stuff.
Perfect example. If you didn't watch The Walking Dead, did you?
I watched it until a point, and then
okay. So remember how? So remember how shook they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
How shook they were when they found other people.
Yep.
Remember at one point they were like, "We're gonna ask you 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you answer these 3 questions
will determine
whether you can ride with us." Essentially, that's the same. That took time to get them there. They didn't start doing that the first season. They didn't start that the second season. It wasn't until the point where they got fed up with people and they were like, we got 3, and they lost too many of their own. We got 3 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how you answer them, we're gonna leave you here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna either probably kill you or you come with us. You got 3 questions, 3 options.
And Rick don't miss now. He don't miss.
With that gun too, man. The way he used to hold it.
And what Dan Rankins in the middle. I'm sorry. I apologize. We wasn't even supposed to be talking about Walking Dead. My bad.
But that's the example I wanted to give. This is Walking Dead season 1 for the Rebel Alliance or the Rebels. For this group, at least, you know.
My thing is, they got to be dumb because 2 groups left them, dog. They must be the dumb bunch, like for real.
It's okay. Moving on from that's all I had for the rebellion, man, because I found them funny, and
they were really playing rock paper scissors for who about to lead the joint.
I mean, I feel like it's the only natural way to sell an argument.
We can here for hours. Not only that, we are making noise for these giant ass animals. I'm sorry.
Turtle, I know we're talking Star Wars, but my man, you're not completely right on this one. I might put an equal, but Lee Everett, in my heart, when that happened with that game, I cried. That was by the way, if you want to hear me talk about that one, it's on a video far back, like the 3 games that broke me. And Walking Dead season 1 was a game that broke me. Lee Everett was one of the best characters of all time, one of the most upstanding persons, depending on how you played him, of all time. Turtle, I like you, Turtle. I like you a lot.
Turtle, you got Dion over here tearing up. Turtle, come on, Turtle, come back to Star Wars.
So any last little things you want to say about these first 3 episodes? Because it was a lot to try to get through, man. Like, it was a hefty amount of Star Wars.
Like I said, unlike Jen, I personally hadn't read not one book. You know what I'm saying? So I really go into this thing blind, and I'm anxious to see what's going to happen in the next 3 episodes. You know, the next 9 episodes.
Next three chapters.
Yeah, the next 3 chapters. But what I take from this is it's a lot going on to get to the point where we're trying to get to. I'm anxious to see how what is her name? Doria? I'm messing up her name. The one that thinks a lot. What is her name?
Professor X.
Oh, Dedra. That's how he pronounced it. Dedra. I'm really anxious to see if the commander goes with her plan of how to get the planet where they're going, how to get them to do what they want them to do so they can mine all of the precious minerals that they need to mine. So
also, real quick, I can't put it up on screen, but from our friends over at Empire Radio Podcast over Instagram, this is back to our friends, those shaky rebels or the dumb rebels. They're infighting points to a need for a rebel alliance organization. Organization is a must for the rebels to succeed. They are not organized whatsoever. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, you know, so give them some time. We'll see. We'll see where we jump to next. We'll see where the next chapter leads us. I don't know, but obviously we know where it ends. But I'm fascinated with the plot of how do we get fully there? How do we get to that point right before I press play for Rogue One? Where are we?
Because you wanted to begin right when Rogue One comes on. You wanted to end right where Rogue One comes on.
Yeah, which is gonna be wild because if you're telling me like I can just throw like Rogue One better pop up at the end of this last chapter.
But you know that, like we talked about before, you know they're about to be doing a lot of jumping around as well.
Well, true. They're they're not. It's not like we're going to be set in the same time. I think every chapter is moved ahead, years or ahead or so.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we are next week, which is a really wild concept.
It's a different strategy. I tell you that it's a different strategy, bro.
Yeah, it's a wild concept, you know. Like, but we're going to give you 3 episodes to this week in this time, and then we're going to jump a little bit more for the next one. Then we're going to jump a little bit more for the next one.
But you have to think about it. Next one. Dion, he told you like it takes 5 years to mine everything that we need, so they have to jump ahead.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So we really don't have time for them to break down everything. I mean, before it's over, we probably jump ahead, 10, 15 years?
Well, from my notes, and again, this is where Jen comes in handy because she can double check. She double checks my notes, y'all. So let's see, where is it? This set 4 years before.
I'm sorry.
I ain't putting it up. Don't put that up.
I'm just saying.
Yes, you press play. You know what? I'll put it up for everybody watching. Yes, you press play.
My man Turtle said you watch it in the VCR, boy. What are you doing?
When you go to the show or the movie, what does it ask you? Press play. I press
Turtle wild. I hate these streets, bro.
But from what my notes say is 4 years before the events of Rogue One. These episodes continue to show. Yeah, so this is going to be a wild take if we move year to year that way through it. I think that's going to be pretty dope. But yeah, man, that was our first review of part 1. And just thoughts on it, because it's a lot to cover.
It's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in.
But given how well this one started, it's getting great reviews on Rotten Tomato too. Mm-hmm. I don't carry that doesn't carry much weight for me. If I like it, I like it. So but no, okay. I'll leave you with this question before we head out. And boy, my lights are flashing again. But with Skeleton Crew and with this one, do you think Star Wars is on the upswing?
I don't think they own on a
based off their
I think
the reactions from the recent movies. Do you consider?
Yeah, I mean, think about what we have coming down the pipeline. You got another Ahsoka coming out. We got another movie coming out. I mean, we got some stuff coming out, dog. Like, so I think they are on the upswing.
But no, just take these last two things. Take Skeleton Crew, which we loved, and take Andor, which we like so far, and we like it so far right now. They just gave us two different sort of feelings within the Star Wars universe.
So you feel like the Star Wars universe is kind of split? Is that what you kind of asking me?
No, well, it's always been split. It's one of those fandoms that, and Jen can go into it either more. Either like it, or you hate watching it. You know what I mean? But for me, I feel like I'm finally interested in Star Wars again. Skeleton Crew got me back. Skeleton Crew got me in there, man. The door was open. I was ready for that.
Especially when they showed Neil. I was
and now we jump into this, which is a complete 180 in tone and feel from that. And I'm like, okay, we feel good about this too. What else you got for me, Star Wars? Like, that's what I asked after this.
You think about it, like we discussed in Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew reminds us of when we were children. This Andor is real life right now.
Yeah.
Now, how wild would it be if we saw the older crew from Skeleton Crew show up in Andor towards the end?
I mean, it just depends on how it all pulls it together, man.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew, you better give me that again. I want it. I want that again, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, I think that's all I got for 3 hours, man. We went a little long, but got good grief. It's like 3 shows you have to get through. But man, like just going through our last little comments over on Instagram just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But real quick, thank you to everybody who watched Empire Radio Podcast, Honey, Pachu, Turtle, who was Life is a Realist. Everybody who jumped in, just thank you for taking the time to watch us and sort of talk with us about it. Anything else, Doc, you got about this one? Because this, like I said,
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the next 3 parts. So, like I said, when you come ready to watch. It's a lot to take in, but it's interesting. It's gonna keep your interest. So, I say take a chance on it. So, we're gonna keep watching.
Boy, another long watch next week, man. But hey, I think once we get to that action part of it, I think we're going to be super happy, because if that's a little piece that they gave us with the
it's about to be on the
stormtroopers in the crops, I'm here for it, man. But that's another episode of All Star Fandom Andor Season 2 Review Part 1. Be sure to like, share, follow, do all the social media stuff for us. We really appreciate you. We're over on TikTok and Instagram at All Star Fandom Show. Jump into the comment section too and sort of blow those up if you're watching. Let us know what you thought of this episodic journey that we're taking with Star Wars with Andor Season 2. But man, hopefully next week we'll have Jen back to sort of help us guide us through this a little bit more, to give you a little bit more insights to what's to come and the meaning behind a lot of things that are in there. Because I'm sure she's going to come back with a gang of notes. But until next time, we'll see y'all again this time next week I've been Dia.
I'm Doc.
He's been Doc, or it still is Doc. However you say it. You're always gonna be him, so I guess so. So until next time, we out here.